you know me. I don't need no introduction and shit.
What's up, everybody? 702 Exotic back at you. Fresh from the YouTube dungeon. Yes, the jail. The YouTube jail. Man, your boy's been in YouTube jail, man. But, man. So, but we here, man. We here. And none other. Let's start off with lighting something, man. I just lit up a little something right now. I'm just about to fire up this little bit that I got. And then we're going to roll up something in a little bit too. We're going to fire it off like that. But hey, man, thank you for joining me right now. We've been on strike for a whole month. And man, I can't really say it's been fun. It's been really lonely down here in YouTube jail. You know what I mean? So, man, I can't say, you don't really know, you miss what you don't have, you know what I mean? And man, I miss YouTube, man. I miss posting, I miss being on here, and a whole month has changed a lot. We had aliens come through, they flew by. We had the government shut down. We had a lot of things come through this month, man. But it's gonna be short and sweet. Not gonna be here for long. But just to remind y'all that I am back. Sorry. So yeah, man, we in the building. And I want to thank everybody who's been holding us down while we've been gone, man, because we couldn't really do nothing but post. I mean, couldn't really do nothing but comment. We could comment on people's stuff and stuff like that. That was cool. I was able to do small little stuff, but I wasn't able to do nothing. How did I get the strike? Well, I got the strike because of, I did a video on how to grow from start to finish. And I'm not sponsored or nothing like that by anybody. So I did a video, and it showed a seed company in the video. And because I showed the website on the video itself, I guess that was a big no-no. I guess we could show plants. We can, when you show the plants, I guess it just gets under, 18 and over, right? You get age restricted. But when you show the website itself, like where to actually get it, that's what they have a big no-no with. So yeah, man, that's what we were dealing with right there. So yes, sir. Hey, we got Grown Old in the building. Yes, sir. What up, champ? Scotty 420, what's up, man? Yes, sir. King B. Bring y'all up, man. Y'all hit that like button. Yes, so we got some people in the house, man. You guys go ahead, call that number right there. We could bring you guys in. That's what I want to do. I want to make it into a talk show. This is gonna be 702 Exotic. Is gonna be more like a talk show, right? This is another thing that we're talking about as far as me dialing back on showing plants, right? We're not showing plants no more that much because after that strike, it's been a real eye opener, man. After I got that strike, it's like I got to switch some gears around. I got to switch a little things around and just do it different, right? And I'm gonna just sit right here and talk to you guys. That's what I'm gonna do most of the time is talk about what we've done, what we could do, and pretty much network with you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I love being with y'all, man. Just great minded people. To us, we'll get around other people and start talking stuff, and it just doesn't really interest them like it does to us, right? We just love talking about the plant. We love talking about anything genetics and stuff like that. But Growing Old, I know they had a couple questions. I did hear the little playback. As far as they were asking me about what do I call an elite genetic. So what I refer to as an elite genetic would be something like that's been around for a very long time, right? And it doesn't necessarily need to be new, right? Because there's a lot of old strains that are elite genetics, even like old Bubbas and all those are elite genetics. Those are genetics that just had set paved ways for a lot of things. Because remember, nowadays it's not just checking one box, two boxes. It's about checking 10 boxes. It's about checking a bunch of boxes, and that's where the eliteness comes into play. Because I always refer to boxing too as well. You can have a fighter that fights really well, but if he doesn't have a social media, if he doesn't have strength and conditioning coach, if he doesn't have a good promoter, if he doesn't have a trainer, all those things is what makes an elite fighter, and that's what makes an elite genetics. A lot of times those people will pull those genetics into CRISPRs and stuff like that, into the DNA makeup. I don't know how to do none of that stuff, but there's people who do, and those are what I consider elite genetics, and majority of the time it comes out to be very resilient. Those plants become very strong, they grow fast, and they yield what you're looking for. Those things are bred that way from very professional breeders, more than what we know, because those are like lab things. But then we get them and we could work with those things, but they have to stay within the elite's genetics. Those things there have to be, they will get watered down. Yes, they will. But remember, a lot of this stuff came from backseats. So it's crazy, because I always refer to, like, Floyd Mayweather won't have a child that become great, but his parents, Floyd Mayweather Sr., he was good. He was a good boxer, but he wasn't Floyd Mayweather Jr. So that's the point. They come and they go. So it's just generationals. But when you find the elites, that's what I consider elites. I don't always go straight, and it could be any. When they say, does it have to be colored, terps, none of that. That doesn't really matter, because there's a lot of sweets that are elites. There's a lot of funks that are elites. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't look good that's elites. There's a lot of stuff that, so on and so forth, etc. And yeah, that's what we talk about when we talk about elite genetics and stuff like that. So, yeah. And you guys go ahead and hit that thumbs up, man. We'll really appreciate that.
Perfect.
And that's what we're really gonna push on more so with the channel, is just try to talk about how everybody can get those elite genetics. Who's pumping out the elite genetics? Have you grown those elite genetics? Because there's a lot of growers out there, and we want to push those good breeders. We want to push the fire out there, right? There's people who are growing fire out there. And I had people tell me on my channel, like, hey, man, you're not growing fire. And it's crazy, because, like, in a way they're right, because there's levels to it. And even the level that I'm at now, just the people that I've met recently and worked with recently and stuff like that, it's on another level. Like, it's just levels to this, man. Levels to this. Like, if you're not paying $20,000 for a cut, there's those levels to it, And you could say, yeah, but I get it from the people that they paid. It's not the same, man. They don't release those things they say they do, but it just doesn't check out. It doesn't check out. You see the stuff that are out there, and people say that they get it from places, and some do, but I feel that, a lot of the stuff out there in major production companies and stuff, that it's more like, it's a lot of viruses, hot latent viroids and stuff like that. And there's other new stuff too that are always coming out, new viruses that are coming out that are always damaging our stuff. So I would always recommend to get it from the most reputable dealer. That's something I was thinking about, maybe doing something in the future, is just coming out with maybe just a clone company in the future or something like that. Getting a license for that, doing it the proper way. Getting a license just for genetics, something that I can do in-house. And yeah, that's Mike Flynn. Hey, champ. Mike Flynn in the house. Yes, sir. Big dog. The big dog Pip in the house. Let's go, homie. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Young nigga, he'll keep a digital skill in escape page.
Right, baby. Hey, man, you've been in YouTube jail, man. You've been in YouTube jail. It was very lonely down there. But guess what? We were busy while we were down there, man. We broke into Area 51, champ. We broke in, came up with a game plan, and we got up out of there. We didn't only get up out of there, we got up out of there with some elite genetics. The Area 51. The Area 51 cut is to say that that's a $20,000 cut. Unreleased to the public. Something very fire. And we got our hands on it. And guess what? We're reversing it. We're reversing that, and we're going to cross it with none other than the Trap House. And when we do that, we also going to sprinkle a little bit of dust on the wedding cake. And we don't call that the cosmic cake. And on top of that, we're going to do it to the 22. That's where we're going to stop, because it's going to be too much after that. And when I mean that, too much, it's just going to be too much to like look after, right? It's not, I want to take a look at these things with a close eye. So I'm excited. We've been spraying it with this right here. So we've been spraying it for about almost 3 weeks now. Once every week with this cannabinology. I'm butchering it probably. Silver thiosulfate spray. So this is my first time doing feminized. I've always been old school, just do it old school method. Let the male get in there, do his thing. You run them at the same time. Bada bing, bada boom. But this time, it's a little different. These genetics right here, it just put a halt to all my projects, really. I had these things laid out. I had projects that I thought were gonna come out. I said, look, we're gonna roll out on these new 22s. We're gonna reverse the 22 to the Trap House, and we're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna have a nice seed run, right? And then some gears shifted around. I was able to do this mission, and mission complete. Got my hands on the Area 51. And with that 51 there, with that being said, man, it's the most elite genetics I've ever had in my life. Like I've never had anything like this. So, and I'm excited, This is something that brings a spark back to what we're working on, Because we all got our little things that we're working on. And in this case, man, oh man, I'm excited. I'm more excited for what the Trap House is gonna do with the Area 51 more than what the 51 is gonna do to 51. Because I'm also gonna reverse the 51 to the 51 to see what I can get in between those two, right? So I want to see what's inside of them. And then I'm gonna do the 51 with the wedding, because the wedding cake wedding cake is sweet, it's resilient, it's almost like the original building blocks for the gelatos and everything, so on and so forth, right? The wedding cake, we all know the wedding cake. It's original, 2012 cut, right? So we're gonna get cosmic cake, and with those right there, I feel like it's gonna be in the cosmic cake is where we're gonna really find some good things. I don't know why. I just feel like it's gonna be in the cosmic cake more than the Trap House and the 22, because it just grows good. I've never had no issue with the wedding cake. It just grows good. I feel like people are gonna have more success with the wedding cake, with cosmic cake. I feel like that's just what I feel, Man, we're gonna watch some boxing in a second too. We're gonna be watching Jerome Boutennis and Lima. It's on Dazzin too. So you guys, if you guys in a boxing, that's gonna be going on in a second. They're fighting right now. I'm watching on the other side over here, but yeah, man, call in, man. Call in. Y'all could call in the number and let me know y'all stories. What y'all running? What you guys got going on? Anything y'all want to let me know? Anything y'all want to say on the show? Be anonymous. It's just a call. I'm not gonna put your number out there. Your number ain't gonna pop up. That's what we want to do. We want to get callers, man. We want to get callers, people to call into the show and talk about it. Let's talk about it. What are the prices out there in your town? What you guys paying for your stuff, you know? Let's talk about it. What y'all smoking on? We chilling, man. Let's see. Mike Flynn, what you got going on, man? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Yeah. Piff, what's going on, champ? Call in, man. What y'all got going on? Let's make this exciting. Scotty, 420, call in, champ. What you got going on? Growing old. You was live today. Yeah, so we're gonna go on growing old Wednesday too. We're gonna be there Wednesday with his peeps. Good crowd over there, man. You got a nice, beautiful crowd over there, growing old. I seen the crowd. You're over there. You know, you got good, humble growers. You know, a lot of growers, you know, they stick to themselves. They don't really, you know, communicate with a lot of people, right? That's the good thing about this. That's why I missed y'all, because, you know, we don't communicate a lot with people. We're not out there, you know, just causing trouble and stuff like that. We got things to attend to later on, you know? So we're always worried about our crops, our harvest. You know, we're always worried about the ladies at home, you know? I was having audio issues growing old today because if I had my window open on here, like because I was listening to the show first. So when I hopped on with you guys, I ended up pushing the top button where I would mute. And when I did that, I muted everything. So I could hear myself because I'm in the interface, because I'm in my you know what I mean? I got everything right here. So that's how I was able to hear myself, but I couldn't hear you guys. So it was just a small little minor little audio issue, you know, but we're good. We are good. I know Mike Flynn, man, you want some of these seeds, man, but I had a bad experience, man, with somebody lately. I don't want to say no names. I don't give out my stuff, man. I don't give out my seeds. I don't give out nothing. Everything. No one has ever had my genetics. I'm that type where it's like I'm not gonna do it until it's ready. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for none of that. If I was, you guys would have been heard, hey, they're for sale, this, and you'll never hear me say nothing. If you ever hear anybody say it, it's not me. You ain't getting it from me. And this one guy, I don't know how he got to me, but it did. He was like, all right, just send me some. I said, cool. Sent them out something, right? Me not sending out nothing, you know, like stuff like that. So I just sent it through regular mail, you know, packaged it, whatever. Went to the post office and they asked me how I wanted to send. I said regular. Boom, sent it. You know, a week go by, nothing. 2 weeks go by, nothing. I'm like, you got it? No. He sent me something. I didn't ask for nothing. I don't ask people for nothing. And he sent me some of his stuff. I said, cool, nice, you know, very good packaging. He makes stickers too as well. I'm like, very nice stickers, right? And 3 weeks go by, nothing. And then he says, you're going to send me some more? I said, no. He's like, why not? I'm like, bro, they're not going to get there. And then he's like, he starts implementing where it's like I stole from him or something like that, right? Where I'm like, no, bro, you think I didn't send you what I told you I was going to send you? And he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, why would I lie, bro? Why would I not give you those? Like, I'm not lying. I would, if I'm telling you I'm going to send them to you, I sent them to you, you know? So long story short, I'd get a message on my YouTube yesterday and it says genetic thief, right? So I took it off because I don't like seeing stuff like that. And I messaged him. I'm like, dude, I told you they sent it back. And I sent them a picture like a week or 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, they sent this shit back over here. I don't know why they sent it back to me, but I got the damn package of what I sent out. And then he hasn't replied or anything like that. But it's just weird, man. And I know Mike Flynn, I know you guys want some of this stuff, but it's like you deal with stuff like that, you know. So if I were to ever to do anything, it's gonna be in a legal way. It's gonna be somewhere where like a seed bank can have everything and they handle the logistics, right? I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to deal with nothing and anything like that. Where I can give people codes or whatever, because you just deal with stuff where it's like unnecessary, right? Like, to me, it would be nothing to give this stuff out, but then you deal with stuff like that, you know, and it's sad. It's sad to just be able to deal. And this guy, let me tell you, it was weird because he was cool with me, and I'm gonna tell you because it was referred through my cousin. So one of my cousins does also YouTube and stuff like that. But he didn't tell me that it was some weird stuff going on with him too as well. That he ended up unfollowing him for some reason. But long story short, that's the only reason why I did anything and would give him anything. And it's funny how he says thief, right? How like I'm a genetic thief. And the only thing that that I would say is, tell me one message where I asked you for anything, bro. I didn't ask you for nothing. I didn't ask you for nothing. You sent me out something. And what I sent you didn't make it. So because what I sent you didn't make it, that's not my problem, champ. And when you start talking and doing all of that before we even know what's going on and you already accusing of what's going on, hey, look, that's just God and the weed gods showing your true colors before any further business. So I thank him for that. And I thank that you didn't get nothing. I thank that any of those genetics didn't make it. Okay? And if you want your shit back, I'll send it back. Because I don't know who you are. I don't know what kind of stuff it is. I don't know. I don't really care. I never asked for it. You get me? So that's what happens. One messes it up for all, you know? And that's why we can't do business like we want to do. But what you guys could do is call in right now, and that's one thing we don't do is hide. We don't hide from nobody. We don't got to hide from nobody. You know what I mean? And if you do good business, you don't have to hide either. You know, you ain't got to go nowhere. Right here. You're right here. And that's one thing that irks me. You know, people who do bad business. I understand in this game, right? Not everything is ironed up to what it is. Sometimes you think you're going to grab something, go do something, and become something. It doesn't always play out to it. But don't hide. Don't run. Don't run. You know, I've been in cases where plugs, right? Big plugs have fronted me stuff, right? And I get busted, go to jail, come back, but I don't run. You don't run. You come back and then you somehow deal with it. If it ain't through money, you got to work for it or something. I'm going to tell you a story one time just for the plug, because I owed him. I said, look, man, I'm down bad at the time, right? What could I do for you? Well, I do electrical, man. I do a great electrical. Look, my daughter was barely born, 3 days. And he said, come, you got to come right now. So what I do, I dropped everything here and I went. Shot me up there for work. Was up there for a few days working, doing a whole bunch of stuff for him. Did I get paid? No. Did I owe him? Yes. Did I run? No. And that's my point, man. You owe somebody, pay somebody. But don't accuse people before you even know anything. You know what I mean? Don't accuse people before you even know anything. Especially when they're doing you a favor. You ain't doing me a favor. I ain't ask you for nothing. That's just something I wanted to get off my chest on my channel. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I've been in YouTube jail for about a month, man. Been in YouTube jail for about a month, and we in between harvests right now. We smoking on this Steezy right here. This Steezy right here comes from Top Notch, and this is the Black Cherry Gelato. Black Cherry Gelato is some gas too. This is some real good gas right here. Nice nuggets. We smoked up everything we had. We got some drying though. We got some drying right now. About to get on the boxing right now in a little bit. What happened? What happened to the boxing? Oh man, what happened to the boxing? Let's see. Let's go back home. So I'm trying to watch this boxing. I guess they I don't know what they got going on. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, but Jerron Boots Anderson, he's not fighting right now. But he still got time. But it's crazy, man. I should put homie out on blast, but I ain't even gonna get down like that. You know what I mean? I try not to bring my old colors out, man. My old ways out, man. But sometimes people bring it out of you, man. You know what I mean? But that's the old me, man. We don't do that no more. We got a lot of stories though, man. What we used to do. Little do they know, we was really out there, man. It was one point. It was one point, right? It was at one point where our word was everything, right? And we would do things in just ways that were in movies, right? Like we thought that the way the movies were is how real business was handled, right? So like if they were to do this, you would go and do this, and they would do this, and oh, so you have to go do this. So in those ways, it's like, you know, we had to take things back then, right? But not because we were stealing, thieving, no, because like they would try to diminish our things. Like, so back in the days, like stuff like that, man, we would get we would go retaliate, go do a whole bunch of things and really take their stuff. Right? But not in the corporate world, not in these days what we do now, right? Because it's not the same no more. The streets don't move the same no more. It's not like it used to be where you move like that, right? It just you don't move like that no more, right? But man, Mike Flynn, I wish I could give you some, champ. I wish I could give you some, man. We got a lot of comments right here, and they don't roll up on their own. Would you get kicked off YouTube? Yeah, man, I got kicked off YouTube because I did a video from start to finish on a seed video, and it was like in the mid into the video, something like that. I had talked about how to start, where to get your seeds from. So I ended up talking about a company I have no affiliation with, but you know, it's a good seed company where a lot of people are doing business with, right? So I didn't post it, but I was screen sharing the actual website, and it showed, you know, the genetics, it showed Mr. Grower's genetics, it showed everybody's genetics and stuff like that. And you know, the .com. So I guess that's a big no-no. I found out the hard way. And it's crazy because they had gave me a warning too. So they had gave me a warning first. They said this, you can't do this. So I was like, okay. I went back and re-edited it, and I like trying to like crop it out and stuff. They were like, hell no, we ain't buying it. So they gave me a strike. And homie was in YouTube jail for 30 days, man. 30 days, and that's when all that drama popped off with homeboy. And it's like, I mean, he to be honest, he ain't nobody on YouTube, man. It's not like he's some big dude on YouTube. And it's like, bro, why are you throwing your chances away? You know, like, you don't know how I can help you, bro. You don't know what, like, I never do this. Ask Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn, how long you been asking me for genetics, champ? You in the chat. Let everybody know how long you've been asking. I don't do it for no one. And you were the one that I was going to send something to, bro. And it went out. It just didn't make it. Right? The gods was taking care of me, bro. I don't know. This shit came back, bro. Like, it came back. And I even sent you the picture, bro. I sent you the picture. What you think I'm, like, how can you say you think I'm forging a fucking USPS goddamn mail label, dog? The shit got dates on it when shit happened. Like, it's got dates on it, bro. You know what I mean? Just like it, man. But we on some black cherry gelato. This black cherry gelato, man, that's something that I'd be looking for, that Linaloon. That's my favorite terp right there. That's the what is it? God damn it, it's I forgot the damn terp, man. That's the wrong soundbite. This the right soundbite. Yeah, so y'all tell me the terp, man, for Linaloon. What is it? Lavender. Goddamn lavender. That's what it is. Forgetting the damn terp, man. But you know, let me tell you a story one time, man. I'm gonna tell you a story one time when I got set up by a girl. So back then we was trapping, man. We used to get, you know, we used to take all money, right? And one time we get called. Well, I need a zip. I need at that time I think we had pills, thizzles, and I could talk about all this. I already got busted for all this. They can't double jeopardy me, man. So it's not like I'm getting incriminated myself. I already got busted for all this shit. So I'm right there. Boom, get the call. Need about a zip, 2 zips, a few pills. At that time we had a connect. I had 1,000 pills for $1,000 on the ecstasy pills. So he's like, I need some pills. I need this. I'm like, all right, cool. Boom. Tell him to come out. And I'm in the apartments. This apartments is the first apartments where I ever made $1,000 a day. And it was booming. It was a booming spot. Place did a lot of numbers. And so we was taking all money. Well, that particular day, you know, I come outside and I go inside the back of the car. There's two guys, one right there, one in the front, and one driving. No girls. So I already knew what was happening. I was like, damn. So I get in and shit, and they're like, let me see it. And I check them out. They check it out. They go in the bag, look at the bag and everything and shit. And dude hands it to the front, and then I'm like, what's up, man? You got the bread? And he's like, here's your bread right here, and pulls out a fat-ass pistol. Was like, get the fuck out the car. And I was like, damn. So I just get up out the car, man. And that was the first time I ever got robbed, really. But it didn't stop there, though. When you do this long enough, you get robbed a few times. I'm going to tell you another time I got robbed. This time right here was my fault, though. Because, it's never really your fault, because, you know, you're going to get robbed regardless, right? If it ain't right there, some shit went down, right? Some shit going to go down, right? I'm going to tell you about another time. This other time, it's through these people, right? Big time people. These people were real famous, bro. And that's what threw me off, bro. It threw me off because at that time we was trying to like target celebrities and rappers, and that's how I got busted. That's a whole nother story too. I've said that story before, and I think he was an informant too at that time. I think he still is, but you know. So anyway, this other time, these very, 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 very wealthy, famous people, close to his people, they were working for him. So I'm like, all right, cool. These, you know, ballers, you know what I mean? So they're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna need to get a pound. And I'm like, all right, cool. So the next day I meet him and he's in a scat pack. And this early 2013, 14 days. So, you know, those scat packs, the Charger scat packs were fairly new. That's like the Hellcats, like no one really had a Hellcat back then type. Because the Hellcats were like 100 and some thousand or something like that when they first came out. So it was very common for people that just have a scat pack was like a Hellcat back then. And anyway, so I'm like, all right, they got money or whatever. So I get in the back and everything. And then, no, actually, he gets in my car. But he had a nice car. So I'm in my car, and he gets in my car. And when he gets in, he's got like this envelope of Wells Fargo envelope. And when he hands me the envelope, well, no, first he checked out the stuff. He was checking out the stuff, and then he's like, all right, cool, hell yeah. And he's like, how much? And then I'm like, I think I said 22 or 23 at that time, which was a good price back then. And then he goes, you want to do 22,000? He tries to negotiate and shit. And that's what threw me off. I'm like, I'm like, nah, man, I got to take the 22, 23 and this and this and that. And he goes to his pocket, grabs the envelope, it appeared full of money. Hands it to me, bro. And by the time I go in it, bro, it's like ones, like a little bit of ones on the edges, but it's all paper, bro. All paper. There's no money in there. Probably like about $11 in there worth of money. And I try to chase this dude, man. This fool was hella fast, bro. I could not catch up to this dude. And he took off, you know what I mean? Yeah, he was young too. Coming to find out, he had went to like Bishop Gorman or some shit like that. And I got that was like the running joke. They were like, "Damn, homie, you got robbed from a fool from Bishop Gorman, dog." Because at that time, it is. Bishop Gorman is like out here in Vegas. It's like a preppy school. You know what I mean? It's like one of those Vegas is rough. You got some rough ass goddamn schools out here, boy. Rough. But Bishop Gorman is one of the nicest. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of preppy kids. So that was a running joke, man, for a minute. But this dude had wheels, bro. This dude had wheels on him, man. There's no way I could have caught up to him, man. And that's some stories, man, that 702 Exotic had to endure back in the day, man. But we was taking all money, man. We was never scared. And, after that, I remember at that time what we used to tell people before was like, and this was deter people right here. But, I feel like after that, I fixed the problem. I would tell people, look, you could buy whatever you want. I don't care. But please believe I'm clutching. Until you hand me that money and that money's clear, homie, I'm clutching. You know what I mean? Hand clutched. You feel me? And that deterred a lot of shit right there. And you really had to be clutching, It got to that point where it's like, and you would have to tell them like, hey, look, trust me. I make money because I ain't afraid to get money. But I'm a clutch the whole time until I get that money, count that money, and just know you ain't going nowhere. And that deterred a lot of things. Like people would never call back. They'd be like, all right, I'm going to check with my homie real quick, see if he still want it. Never call back. And I was like, weed out a lot of that stuff like that. And that's another story, man. 702 Exotic. We was really moving weight back in the day. We had a bunch of stuff flying all over the United States. And that's how we got caught, man. We got caught doing that. We got caught shipping shit to a famous rapper. And I say it again, that fool Stitches, man. I bet you that fool Stitches was working with the feds, homie. That's that fool that got me caught up. Why else would he want me to FaceTime and do all that stuff like the way he had me do it? Next thing you know, I get busted, bro. That dude with the goddamn, I'll put that brick in your face. That fool right there. That's that fool that got me caught up. You know what I mean? I keep saying it over and over. I don't care, man. That's an informant right there. That's an informant, homie. Has to be an informant. And anybody who did that, look what happened to them. You know what I mean? They fall off because I got God on my side. God protects me because he knows I don't do nothing. All we do is just try to do the right thing, grow the plant, keep genetics, and do good business. You know what I mean? Because if you do good business everywhere, you could go anywhere. And you ain't got to hide. You ain't got to hide from nobody. So it's a lot of times, man, I done got busted. I've been to jail hella times. But one thing I ain't never did is cooperate. You know what I mean? Because when you start cooperating now, you're not only you destroying your life, you're destroying other people's lives. You know, I was watching, I'm pretty sure you guys see it too, comes to your feed too. I was watching some peeps get in trouble. The guy was on parole, right? Police come. They literally sit there and make the guy call his connect to come back, right? That's how janky these people are, man. These people will never take a bullet for no one. So it's like, you can't be doing business with everybody, man. Can't be doing business with everybody, because then everybody's not going to have your back. And then so people are going to say, well, then how are you going to do business with people? Well, you don't do business with everybody. So if you don't know people, then you can't do business. You can't just go out there and start doing business or anything like that. Because in every business and everything that anybody does, right, it's always close. It's always close people. Unless you're in the service, right? You're a handyman or something, you're car washing, and you're gonna take everybody's business. But for the most part, you know, you all businesses are always knit, you know. So let's see what y'all got going in the chat, man. See what y'all got going on. Yeah, can I make this bigger? Oh, I can make it bigger. Hell yeah. My blind ass. I need my glasses, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, Piff, we was in YouTube jail, man. Yeah, there's been a lot of bullshit in the community, Piff. There's been a lot, man. I've been seeing a lot of... You know what I've been seeing, too? That's been really tripping me out is that all these sponsors, right? I don't get sponsored by nobody. We do it on the strizzing, right? We here for the strength. But a lot of the sponsors, man, are dropping a lot of people. Like, I see a lot of people not working with people. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I hear a lot of people dealing with sponsor issues, you know. But we do it on the strizzing. You know, we here. And I feel like when we build something on our own, that's the only way we're going to get paid, right? If we get paid. Because it ain't going to be getting paid from someone else. Like, it's not going to be from I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, there's hella YouTubers that made money from, like, their affiliates and stuff like that. Yeah, but I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to sit there and work for someone to just say, hey, look, man, we don't want to work with you no more, right? I'll work with people if it's like if I have to, right? Like, if, for instance, if I'm not like right now, if a sponsor were to come to me, I would work with them. But I wouldn't like dedicate my whole life to them. You know, because that's not something that I would want to do. Like, I don't want to dedicate my whole life to a brand and then one day they just drop me. Like, I'd rather build me, like, work on myself. Like, if 702 Exotic is something or anything, it's going to be me, you know, and work with something that I can control. No one can tell me what to do. No one can say anything to me as far as like what I could and can't say. Cause that's one thing that irks me more than anything, man. When someone works with someone, now they can't say this. Now they can't say that. Limits, right? I want to be able to be free as a bird. That's why we do it, to be free as a bird. Say what we want to say. Call in. That number right there, you could call in and you could say whatever is on your mind. You could say whatever. Free as a bird, you know. If we don't like this product, we're gonna say we don't like the product. You know, that's not something that they should limit us for. Because if they really value our opinion, they would send it to us first, get our full opinion, and be like, nah, that's not it, champ. I wouldn't put my money behind that. Instead of thinking that you got the whole market figured out and then pitch us a product that you want everyone to pitch to people who ain't really good, and then and then when they find out it ain't good, they're like, see, this fool's always doing this whole blah blah blah. That's why I mess with Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? Joe Rogan's one of those people where it's like the things he pushes are fire. You know, who I contacted to the grower circle, they got some fire over there. And we had all their stuff. Their winning Pellegrino, the rubber donuts, and that right there set a scale to like amazing. And that's the only reason they don't pay me to wear this shirt. You know, I do it out the strength. Stizzy. Fire. Black cherry gelato. They don't pay me for that. All the things that I've posted on my channel. Botanicare. I got it up there. They don't pay me for that. Nobody. It's all for the strength. It's all to for the information. I remember as a kid, man, and as an adult, as I'm growing up, I feel like we're all put here for something, right? Every single one of us is put here for something. We just don't know for what. And I feel like I'm finding my purpose. And I'm going to tell you what my purpose is. It's changing things, right? Because everywhere I go, I change things. And it's never for the worse. It's like everywhere I go, everything, like any place, any environment, anywhere I go, right? I start to change things. It's like it could be a bad seed over here, a bad coworker, a bad this, a bad person, a bad someone. And it's like for some reason, it's like this shit just weeds out. You know what I mean? Everywhere I go. And it's just amazing to just solidify what I know already, right? That I'm here to change shit. I'm here to change shit. And I think that's a lot about the great. That's my great point right there, that I'm calling out the bullshit, yo. I'm ironing this shit out. You know, if it's not good, it's not good. It's okay to say it. It's okay. You know, it's okay not to be perfect, you know? It's okay. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do. That's why that number's up there. So we can talk about it. Because there's only one way we're going to get to the bottom of this, and that's together as a community, right? Because I always know that a community coming together is always the greatest opinion. It ain't always like you can never get a whole community to do bad. Think about that. Try to get a whole community to do bad. Someone will stick up and be like, hold on, wait a minute. And then that all it takes is that one person. And it's because that one person is on some good shit. And it'll turn the whole, and then what goes on after that? That one person that was doing bad sticks out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing everywhere I go. I'm that one person that be like, hold the fuck up. Something right here. And another thing is that I've had a special gift to be able to communicate with the people at the very top in any situation, in any given time, in any situation. And I can't say that to the least when I mean at any situation. It could be at my job. It could be at the people that I do business with. It could be my everyday people that I communicate. It's always at the very top. The top of the food chains, like the top of the very top. And that gives me a good eyesight, a good aspect onto like see how the things work, you know? And it's crazy because like I'm not here to brag, man. I'm not it sounds like, oh, this and that, but it just gives me a good insight on shit, bro. You know? It gives you a good insight on shit. And it gives you a good insight on how shit is supposed to be, right? And that goes to say that's part of my calling, man. It's just to change shit in this world, to call the bullshit out, to fix things, right? To fix things in certain ways. I feel like when I talk to people, right? You know, I change their minds and their ways on how they do things, just the way they watch me move, you know? I like to do things that I set my mind to, right? I envision something and I execute it. If it doesn't work out, then at least you tried, you know? And along the way, you're going to deal with these things that are not familiar to you, you know? And when you do get caught up on these things that you're not familiar with, that's where it shows what you're really capable of. Or if this thing is for you or if it ain't for you. And like I said, while you're on that journey, hope to find yourself, right? Hope to find your purpose, hope to find what you're here to do. And if you're not, it's a good way to think about it. It's a good way to think about it, at least to start, And that's my point is we're going to step away from showing plants a little bit, and we're going to start talking like this on my channel. And if you guys are enjoying this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because it really helps out, man. It really does. Your thumbs up help out a lot, and they go a long way, because I can't do this on my own either. Like I said, it takes a community. And if we're here for the right purpose, we can all get together, man, and we could be strong, because this world is going to shit, man. I was thinking on that Ted Kaczynski, right? My man was on something, champ. He was on something, man. We struggling right now as a society, all together collectively, right? We're struggling. More and more we're on our phones. It's consuming us. AI is taking over. We might be a little bit in trouble if we don't come together as a community. And I'm not saying everyone needs to get off their phone. No, maybe we need to get on our phone more. On our phone instead of looking on our phone. We need to record ourselves, get on our phone, and everyone have their own minds. If you see more minds out there, instead of having that one mind telling everyone how to think, that'll be sick, Great ideas were great ideas back then when you would see great ideas. But now I noticed that everybody's phone got the same algorithm. And it's hard to even break through that algorithm because it's, funded. All motivation driven. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more while we're waiting for these fights here. Waiting for tonight's fights. Jerome Boots Ennis is going to take on Lima. Feel like it's going to be a great fight, man. But, Lima 14-1, he's lost already. And I don't think he's on the level of Jerome Boots Ennis. So that's a little side note, too. We get it. We dibble and dabble with boxing. I've been in this facility for a little while. And we've been doing a lot of electrical, bringing these... they're transferring all the HPSs down to LEDs. So we're running a lot of strut, redoing the electrical. I ran like about 5 to 10. No, it was 5 on one side, 5 on the other. 3/4 EMTs. Ran number 10 wire, 277. Ran it all to the contactors. We did the transfer the other day. Everything works perfect. And before that, we were doing, we lit up over 100 lights, I think it was. 100 lights. And that was 2,000 feet of 1-inch EMT with over 3,000 feet of wire. It was over 10 grand worth of wire. Just in wire alone was $10,000. Actually, a little more. But, roughly around $10,000 worth of wire. It was number 6 wire because it was so long. It was a long distance, so we had to account for voltage drop too as well. So, but that's what we've been going on with since I've been on strike is working. If you guys like those facility videos, let me know down too in the chat. I haven't been seeing the chat. Those facility videos that we've been documented boxing. Yep, boxing. But yeah, if you guys like those facility videos, that's at the Grower Circle. Very good people over there. Very knowledgeable people over there. Just amazing. It's like working with, that's like the funnest thing that you can do. And I work by myself because I'm doing the electrical there. And it's a dream job. I wish I can be there every day, but it's just not happening right now, because it's not a lot of. But I will be working there soon. I want to get a full-time, just to get that experience, to be able to be in a facility like that every single day is just amazing, right? To be able to do that, to see it at that level is just mind-opening, it's mind-opening because we've always been in trap. We've always been in warehouses, garages, and stuff like that. But just to see millions of dollars go into a facility, you know, at that how sophisticated at that level it is amazing, man. To be able to work with them, it's a pleasure. And I know it's gonna open up a lot of doors for me to be able to work in other facilities too as well, you know, later on down the future. Because I'm only 36, so you know, to some I'm barely a young buck, so. And I feel young. I'm in my prime right now. We got a lot to learn. Right now is the times to be able to pick up everything, every little knowledge, every little crumb of knowledge. So that's what we're really growing to. We're just getting better in the craft. And that's what makes me happy. Learning makes me happy, especially learning about this niche that we're tied down to. It's amazing because you got to think in 2013 we were the first ones to, like, you know, see legalizations and stuff like that. We're like the pioneers of all this. I didn't work in the legal space at that time. We kept underground for a while. Until we got busted. We were on probation probably about 2 years, 3 years, and I didn't pick nothing back up. It wasn't worth it for me. I was working at that time. I was working for an electrical company, and just being with family. But after COVID, you know, we ended up picking back up with the license that we picked up. So everything's legal, but, you know, it limits us to just 12 plants. So that's another reason why we just work on genetics at this point, you know, work on genetics. I can grow. If I wanted to grow weight, you know, I could grow 12 big ass plants, you know, but why? I don't want to deal with nothing. I don't want to deal with people. I'd rather work in like my man's Neo says, in this space is a lot more that you could do in the weed space than just grow weed and sell it in the streets. You know, it's a lot more that you could do in this space. If you love the plant, you'll find something to do. You know, if it's trimming, if that's what you love to do, it'll pay your bills. It'll get you somewhere. If it's genetics, that'll get you somewhere. If it's doing irrigation, right, for cultivation places, that'll get you somewhere. Doing electrical, that's what I like to do. I like to be the electrician, the in-house electrician, because there's always changing things. There's always new lights, new everything. I know how to do everything. Coming from construction, you know, I know how to do ground ups. I know how to do facilities, Amazons. I've done Dick's Sporting Goods and all. I've done a lot of stuff. Lots of, and I've been foreman for a lot of those jobs where I'm in charge. So, you know, it's nothing to be in a facility where you know it like the back of your hand, and you know, like, I've mapped this place out like, you know, like there's no tomorrow, you know. So it's like I know exactly where everything's at. And that's what makes it so much easier, you know, for you, you know, as an electrician, that's all you know. So it's like, to you, it's so easy, you know, and then you're doing what you love. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I'm at the early stage of this. So, you know, I can't get hired on all the time because they can't afford me all the time. So, you know, I get paid out. You know, I give them a bid, they accept the bid, and it works well. Everything's working well. But I want to get hired on full time. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to get hired on full time work every single day. That way I can pick up knowledge every single day. Every day is a learning thing. Learn every day. And yeah, that per hour is nice, but you know the pay is very, because I'm doing electrical, so it doesn't pay as the same as a trimmer or anything like that. But I would compensate, you know, a little bit. Yes, kind of subcontractor. Yep, yep. And I would want to get hired on all the time, and if we could deal with, you know, hourly or salary, and that would be sick right there. And something that they can afford, you know, something that they can afford, because if they can afford it, then it'll make sense. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, we just chilling, smoking on this black cherry gelato. Smoking on some of this black cherry. It's pretty good, but yeah, the nugs, I don't know, man. This Stizzy right here, because me, what I look for is how round they are. You see how round that is? That gives me like little arb. I'm not saying or anything. This is just educational, right? I'm not blasting anybody, but it looks RPG-ish. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I grow tree and it's like, or maybe they just put it in these trimmers and it just like whacks the living, you know, and it makes them look round like that, right? That's how I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt right there. But it smells like all fire. And that's another thing too, like, Are they naturally spraying this stuff with terps, you know? Because it'd be loud, bro. It'd be like... And I know some stuff is loud, too. But it's just that particular smell, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, like, that's what they do, you know? But if you guys know anything about that, too... And I'm not saying they do it with, like, synthetic terps. They'll, like, get real natural terps, you know what I mean? Maybe a little... Psst, you know? Just to make it smell better. That's what I'm thinking, like, that they be doing. And I don't know, it just looks a little too roundish to me. But it's fire though. It's fire. It burns the throat a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But I ain't got no weed right now, man. I'm in between harvests. You know? Yeah, good cure matters, champ. But it's moist as hell. Maybe they over cured it or something. But yeah, it's just a little too round for me. A little too round. You know what I mean? Not like that Grower Circle, bro. Y'all look at that Grower Circle weed, man, that I have. Shit. And it's crazy because I want to get some more, but it's a real facility. Like, it's a real facility. It's not like you could just go and grab some from the line or nothing like that. Nah, everything is accounted for. Everything is scanned. So to get anything out of there, it's like impossible. You know, it's impossible to get anything out of there. To just get anything out of there, you can't. They don't. Everything is scanned. Everything is weighed. Everything. It's a facility. You know, it's a professional facility. And to get anything like the ones that I got, we had to go get a code and go to the dispensary, and they had to like check it out for me, and you know that they had to put it in their system that I'm going. So it's like I would love to just go buy it, but it's like $60 an eighth, bro. It's like fire. It's like the best weed that you're ever gonna smoke, though. It's like, it's not like regular weed that you see on the streets every day. This is shit that you see and you're like, I don't want to smoke it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even want to break it up. You want to frame this shit, you know? You want to just look at it. You just want to open it and be like, you know? Like, it's crazy. But it's $60 an eighth, you know? An eighth. $120 a quarter. Hey, but that's what we used to spend back in the day. Remember, it used to be $20 a gram, but you can't. You know, that's expensive, man. You know, I wish I could afford that. You know what I mean? Every day smoking on that pack. But that's that real za, man. That's that real za. And I'm trying to grow some stuff like that too, but damn, man, I'm telling you, elite genetics, man. Elite genetics. You know, it's a difference out here, boys. It is a difference. And until you see the real, and you want to be like that, you know what I mean? If not, why you doing it? It makes you think like, damn, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm barely finding out what elite genetics are. You know, it's like you think you know until you know, you know? And it's like you've seen it a few times. You remember, you're like, I remember that one pack. If you can remember the firest shit that you've ever remembered, you know, the shit that they got on the front. Let me see if I can find some shit real quick. Let me see here. Let me see, I'm about to pull this real quick. But I can't show no websites or else I'm gonna go on strike again. You know what I mean? Yeah. But let me see if I download this image. If I say that, let me see. Okay. Then I bring that here. I'm trying to show you guys like a you know what I mean? something light. You know what I mean? Something light. Let's see here. Go back, go back, go back. Show you something real quick. Download this image. And then I'm gonna bring it over here. Oh, no. Okay, so I can't show that image because it's gonna show that. So let me see if I can do this. Nope, right here. Yeah, you can't see it, man. Nah, you can't see they flower, bro. Yeah, you can't see it. And if I show you or anything, I'm probably gonna get flagged for it, so I'm not gonna do it. But man, I wish I could see it. The type of gas they got over there is just unbelievable. You can go down to my channel on there and take a look too as well. And that's pretty much all I really had to say for today. You know who I am.
You know me, I don't need no introduction and shit.
This is your man 702 Exotic. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to watch another video like this. That's right, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like. We're gonna end it right here. We're gonna end this stream and we're gonna post it. Hopefully we don't get any more strikes or anything like that, man. And peace out to the next one.